You want me to put that on my todger?
The chimp does zero. No, this isn't a downer on chimpanzees. They at least do something. For instance, climbing trees, swinging from branch to branch, eating fruit, masturbating in front of members of the public in zoos, and flinging shit around. And at least they're entertaining, getting up to their monkey business. No, this is about the chimp that is the chimp chief impact officer, i.e. Prince Harry, who has that role at BetterUp. Yes, whilst he's been paid a 7-figure salary, it would appear that 100 people have been laid off from BetterUp. I'm sure that they are in a very pro-royal mood as a consequence of that. That's quite all right. Get rid of me. It's not like I've got any bills that I have to pay or I need to keep a roof over my head. By all means, sacrifice me and keep in place a thicko who earns 7 figures whilst contributing fuck all. The Daily Mail reports staff at California tech firm that pays Prince Harry 7-figure salary turn on him as 100 of them are laid off. Workers say Royal is a distraction and no one knows what he actually does. Well, quelle surprise, as the French might say. Something involving the Sussex, or at least one member of them, has again been tainted. The fact is, you involve Harry's wife, she has the Sadeem touch. It's going to turn to shit. With Harry, he hasn't really got much to offer in the first place because he's never really done anything other than be shunted into the army and be protected by other soldiers. And beyond that, well, he carried out the role of turn up, smile, shake hands, cut ribbons, take an interest in people, make some jokes, and at the same time be seen as a playboy prince. People allowed him that role because he wasn't causing a problem in the main. But he gets with Harry's wife, and look what happens to him. Oh, we need to bring in more income, so let's get you involved in something that you know the square root of fuck all about. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, sounds good idea. What is it? Well, it's life coaching, Harry. Oh, yeah, know loads about that. He becomes a figurehead at a company that specializes in career. He hasn't had one, and life coaching, never done any of it. But nevertheless, let's put him in place there and pay him a 7-figure salary. What's he going to come up with in a meeting? Oh, guys, brilliant idea. Give everybody some building blocks when they first arrive. I love playing with them. See, I've made a little tower here. Really, really good for focusing the mind. Thanks, Harry. Great idea. Yeah, jolly japes. Here's another idea I have. Strip poker. We have strip poker Friday, where each department gets together, plays poker, take off their clothes. Oh, it's what lorks. Yeah, thanks for that, Harry. That's really helpful. How about we scaling up? Yeah, Megsy told me to throw that one in there. And sit in your own authenticity. Yeah, and what else did she say I had to? I've written them down here. Hang on. Can't make that one out. Smudged it with my crayon. Oh, yes, seat at the table as well. Yeah, thanks for all of that, Harry. You can imagine that he turns up and basically will regurgitate the beige word salad that she pours into his ears. He has been pushed into becoming involved in a business about which he knows nothing. But once again, there's a business that involves Harry and Harry's wife, and all you get is nonsense. Don't use them to endorse your product or service. The fact is, he has become tainted as a consequence of his connection with her. It would be different if he actually had some ability that he could offer. People would say, well, notwithstanding the fact that he's with that harpy, he still delivers. But he doesn't. He's got nothing to offer because he has no real experience of doing anything other than that which has been put on a plate for him. And it's got worse as a consequence of the fact that now the attention that comes with him because of his association with Harry's wife isn't good. Once upon a time, Prince Harry would bring you some attention, and he'd bring you the attention of the type that you would want, but not anymore. You don't get the right exposure if you involve the Sussexes. The fact is, she taints, and more people, as a consequence of the fact that they don't want anything to do with her, are starting to recognise that. And it appears to me that BetterUp is surely about trying to ensure that the client or the patient recovers and gets on with their lives. But the problem is, if you do that, what do you end up with? Well, nobody's going to continue to pay you. Yes, they might recommend other people to you, but it stands to reason that they want to retain people so that they keep paying. And the problem is that you then have a clash between the need to make money, but to deliver the product which is meant to help people, but you actually make more money by keeping the individual locked in to the product that you're supplying. And therefore, it would seem to me that the business model of this organisation, which Harry has signed up to, probably without thinking about it and undoubtedly encouraged by his wife, is questionable. Namely, the way that it makes money will invariably fly in the face of what it's seeking to achieve. Not that that's going to pose a problem for Harry's wife. She won't care. If there's money and there's status associated with it, get on with it and sign him up. Harry, too dim to notice. But the Mail reports that staff at a life coaching company have started questioning the Duke of Sussex's work there. They've turned on the Duke, who reportedly earns a 7-figure salary as Chimp, after more than 100 San Francisco-based BetterUp employees were laid off last week. The staff claim he has become a distraction, with one concluding that with Harry, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. What an excellent description of him. Another BetterUp employee was asked about Harry's day-to-day responsibilities. From what I see, I'm going to go with 0 things, he replied. The employees spoke out as media experts have suggested Harry and his wife, Harry's wife, should rebrand themselves to salvage their faltering Hollywood careers. Recent setbacks have blown their attempt to crack America off course, and celebrities are reportedly fearful of endangering their popularity by being too close to the couple. The lucrative Spotify deal was axed, and Harry's wife was criticised by top Hollywood agent Jeremy Zimmer as not a great audio talent or necessarily any kind of client. According to the US website, The Daily Beast, the Duke has now become a target for angry BetterUp staff. A former employee said he initially thought Harry's arrival was cool, but they added that staff soon began to find him a distraction, with many fearing his ongoing dramas, i.e., his relationship with Harry's wife, might impact on the company's reputation. The employee said every article mentions his role at BetterUp, then goes on to roast him and Harry's wife. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. And this is the problem being associated with a narcissist, that when he's talked about as being associated with BetterUp, and then just follows a load of shit being dumped, and thus BetterUp becomes tainted. Another said the company treats staff poorly while pushing woke credentials. Sounds like Harry's wife's involved, doesn't it? We're all there because of the same bullshit story they keep telling us. We're mission-driven, and the mission is going to change the world, said the employee. Harry's publicly known work at BetterUp appears to mostly comprise of speaking engagements. In March, he appeared at the company's Uplift conference where he talked about what gets me out of bed every day. That must have been fascinating, learning about him wetting the bed each morning. At another event, he spoke about the dangers of burnout, as if he would know what that was, and how he likes to meditate. I think he meant masturbate. Kinsey Schofield reported, the more and more we get to know Harry and Harry's wife, we realise that they speak in extremes, and that all of their descriptions are a little bit exaggerated. A little bit, well, they certainly are when it comes to Harry's wife, but that's not a surprise, is it? It's well known that she embellishes and, of course, has a rather skewed view of reality. as a consequence of the way that her narcissism works. The fact is, Harry has a non-role, and he's paid a lot of money for it. But people recognise that he and his wife are tainted. And you would be understandably irked to find that this half-wit is involved in your company, which you've just been laid off from, and he's still getting paid, despite contributing sweet fuck all. Very memorable comment about the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And it demonstrates that the very type of organisation that Harry's wife believes that he should be involved in, the sort of life coaching and the woke credentials, well, it's not really going to be very effective. And once again, it's poor publicity for the Sussexes. Harry gets criticism, and much of that criticism originates from, guess what? The person that he's with. Once again, the collateral consequences of Harry's wife's mid-range narcissism resulting in the chimp doing zero. I'm H.D. Tudor. Thank you for listening.